Acura has just revealed the 2024 Integra Type S, and like we were expecting, it uses most of the same components as the Civic Type R, including the engine, transmission, and front-wheel drive setup, but it does have a few nice changes. But before we get into all the mechanical details here, let's talk about the looks. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, but I think it looks pretty awesome and looks almost like it could be like a SEMA build or something, with the aggressive fender flares and bumpers that make it 2.8 inches wider than a regular Integra. I do wish those fenders were flared as cleanly as they are on the new Civic Type R though, with that having unique rear doors and everything. These ones appear to be more like the last gen Type R, with the flares stuck onto the standard rear doors there, but we'll have to see, up close how that actually has been integrated. But the vented aluminum hood is a cool touch too though, and I like that they took a more subtle approach with no rear wing. But as far as the mechanical stuff goes, it uses the same 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder from the Civic Type R, but does do 5 more horsepower for 320 horsepower total now, while the torque still holds at 310 pound-feet. It hopefully will also improve on the Civic Type R's sound with an active exhaust valve that in Sport Plus mode will provide pops and bangs for the most engaging experience possible, according to Acura. The manual is the same great one from the Type R with auto rev matching, and is available with a shift knob inspired by the one from the old Integra Type R. Power goes through a limited slip differential to the front wheels, which are running 19-inch wheels with 265 wide Michelin Pilot Sport 4S summer tires. It has adaptive dampers as standard, but the tuning is unique for the Type S here. And brakes are the same 13.8-inch front rotors with 4-piston Brembo calipers along with 12-inch rotors in the rear. Curb weight is 3,219 pounds, which is only 31 pounds heavier than a Civic Type R, which is pretty good in my opinion. Track and wheelbase are also the same, so expect the handling to be very similar to the Type R aside from the different damper tuning. Inside, it's basically the same as a regular Integra and appears to even have the same seats as the A-Spec version, at least upon first glance here. But that does mean you get heated seats now, which the Type R does not have. So in exchange though, you get a much less sporty seat obviously, but Acura does claim that it has firmer bolsters, so I'll be sure to check that out once I can get in one of these and see how that actually feels. In the pictures you also see an aluminum shifter and an ultra suede wrapped wheel, but those must be optional add-ons because the press release says the Type S gets a perforated leather wheel and a darker anodized shifter. And unlike the Type R, you actually get color options for the interior here in the Type S, with them offering red, black, and orchid interiors. There's 2 other things that this has that the Type R does not. First is a head-up display, which is a 5.3-inch display, and the other is a 16-speaker, 530-watt ELS Studio 3D stereo with 4 more speakers than the Type R's Bose stereo. Otherwise, it's just the same 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster and 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system as the Type R, just with the unique graphics that we've already seen again in the Integras for the lower versions. And so anyway, there's no pricing for these yet, but they go on sale in June, and they'll be built in Ohio on the same production line as the regular Integra, the TLX, and the TLX Type S. Overall, I know some people hoping for all-wheel drive and automatic transmission or something more powerful will be disappointed, but this is exactly what I was expecting, and I think it'll be a great option for those that want something a little softer and more subtle than the Civic Type R, while still having all the same great fun and practicality.